The Women's Six Nations is back, and so are its fans. Tens of thousands of them have arrived early at the Allianz Stadium to welcome back their team, the world champions, the Red Roses. And when you have a stage like this and a platform like this, this is exactly what success looks like. But that means one thing, that they're being chased by everyone else.
All right now, all you fans.
50 caps is special for any player, but for Ireland's Cliona Maloney McDonald, it is a testament to patience, perseverance and fight. It is so well deserved. She is hugely popular as she comes out, but here is everyone else. New captains for England and Ireland as they walk out at the Allianz. The fireworks go off. The crowd welcomes Meg Jones leading out the Red Roses for the first time at HQ, of course, since their World Cup win. You've also got Erin King, the new Irish skipper, only 22 years old, and on just her 8th cap. What a proud occasion for her and her family. She's a proud Wicklow girl, bar a few years in Australia, but a huge occasion. Meg Jones, captaincy suiting her well, as the huge banner now makes its way down, and everyone in the Twickenham postcode gets ready for the anthems.
See it, hear it, read it, experience it, report it. Please be upstanding, if possible, for Ireland's Call, performed by Saoirse Kavanagh. If able, please remain standing for the national anthem of England, performed by Naomi Simon, God Save the King.
To this fixture, the Allianz Stadium really feels like there is a party brewing here. Can't believe how many cowboy hats there are out there. Right, let's check on the guest list for this party. England's head coach John Mitchell makes 8 changes to his starting 15 that won the World Cup in September. In the forwards, it's a first-time combination, particularly at lock for Maweda Talling and Lily Ives Campion. Meanwhile, 4 changes in the backs, with Loughborough Lightning's Helena Rowland teaming up with Meg Jones for the first time in the centres. And a special day for Claudia Maloney McDonald, who plays against her wife Cliona for the first time ever. Well, let's move on to Ireland. Scott Beeman made 6 changes to his Ireland side that bowed out of the World Cup in the quarterfinals. In the forwards, they welcome back Exeter Dorothy Wall into the second row, while Gloucester Heartbreak Eleanor Perry, she's preferred to start at loose head. Moving into the backs, where Emily Lane, she gets the nod at scrum half following injury to Aveen Riley. She should be back later in the tournament, while the whole Irish back line plays in the Celtic Challenge. None of the starters tempted into England's PWR League just yet. Now, there is some potential for 3 international debuts off the benches today. Loughborough Lightning's Ala Latui could come on at lock for England, while for Ireland, prop Eilish Kyle and scrum half Katie Whelan will also be keen to impress. Now, it's high time that I say good afternoon to Katie Daly-McLean. And Katie, what a story we have out there on the pitch right now. Maloney McDonald, there's Claudia versus Maloney McDonald and Cleaner. This is amazing.
Yeah, look, I think we talk about how unique women's rugby is, and this is probably one of the best examples of it. I think we talk about Claudia and the physicality. Cleaner's just the same, but the backstory of Cleaner Maloney getting 50 caps today, playing against our wife at Twickenham, 75,000 people and the sunshine, and what more could a girl want?
And our wife there, our referee I should say, there's too many wives out there, our referee today, Clara Monarini of Italy. Right then, we are about to get underway. It's still going on in France right now, between France and Italy, but our focus right now is England against Ireland. The world champions against 5th in the world. And it is England's Holly Aitchison of Sale Sharks who gets us underway. English and Irish accounts are officially open in the 2026 Women's Six Nations. And a slight fumble there from the start there by Ireland, giving England a lovely set piece.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it, when you've had such the build-up you've had to the game. You want to be able to start well, and they'll be frustrated with that, but big opportunity for a scrum here. You see Brittany Hogan just getting in front of, I think, it's Higgins, isn't it, coming across. Technically Higgins should take it because she's the player behind, but yeah, it's a tough one when you've got an England scrum like this to face.
Going to be very interesting, these 2 set pieces. You do get a feeling maybe Ireland might be targeting this area in particular for England. You can see there, they've got the edge when it comes to weight. And that's been held well as the ball comes away through Packer, then Rowland. Aitchison with a long pass out wide. Not taken cleanly there by England. Was it knocked on? Referee says no, Irish ball. Comes back then to O'Brien. Covering in the backfield, Aitchison. Packer. Back down the English line. Cocaine, now one of England's vice-captains. Driving on the RAF officer. Breach stood in the first receiver position, not normally where you see her. Kildun, popped off ball. Jones. Rowland, you're going to see her stood in that first receiver position quite a lot in this fixture. Interesting to see how England really evolve this attack. Back now to a crossfield kick coming in there by Holly Aitchison. Really nicely read on the tiptoes there of Stacey Flood. And Anna Capeless, welcome up to commentary, as Ireland have dealt with that storm nicely.
They absolutely have, and you know, Ireland, they spoke about during the week, like the wonderful atmospheres during the World Cup, and that was preparing them for, you know, this big crowd, which is the biggest crowd that Ireland will ever have played in front of. And that volume of communication is obviously the first little example of that knock-on in between Hogan and Higgins there, but they dealt well with it, and let's see how they get out of their own half.
Well, Ellie Kildun there on the ball, just pushed the ball off to the left-hand side of the field. Nice idea, Katie, execution just not quite there.
Yeah, the space is definitely there, and it's going to be interesting how England feel their way into this game, what Ireland do with their backfield. You know, lots of kicking threats across the whole of that England back line. So do you put your players in the backfield and give them space to run into, or do you try and squeeze England, make them play? And at the moment, making England overplay.
Irish line-out really nicely taken in the air there by Captain King. O'Brien pushes out to Higgins. Lovely pass, Flood offering herself. She's got Elms Kinlan with her as well if wanted. Can't get that pass away. So strong in the tackle to hold that ball. O'Brien looks up, finds Hogan. First real Irish attack, and over the gain line, stolen, taken by Hogan, who's held the ball. Kildunn with the vital tackle. And over the top of that ball went Maddie Feanati to win a vital penalty.
It's a great carry by Brittany Hogan there. She doesn't look like the tackle has been complete, so she's just come out the other end of it. But a really good turnover by Maddie Feanati.
You know, you might think, you know, after that initial knock-on that we just spoke about, that it might be, oh no, is this going to be a really nervy day for Ireland? Just know with these players, Eve Higgins, Brittany Hogan, that's not going to faze them. In the past it would have, and Ireland are here to play and they're here to perform, and Brittany Hogan straight away out the gap, eating up the ground and Twickenham. That's what she's been thinking about all week.
This is a lovely little break as well, because they get into the edge channel, they get to that 5 metre channel really easily. That'd be something Jess Breach won't want to see again, that missed tackle.
Cockayne finds Ives Campion in the air. Aitchison, Feanati. Packer, a lot of traffic, a lot of white shirts there. Did manage to get the pass away. Rowland, no look pass. Kildunn just has to backtrack to take it. Maloney McDonald out on that far side and pushed well into touch.
I'm not sure Claudia Maloney-McDonald will be thanking Ellie Kildunn from that ball right on the touchline with 2 Irish players. But both teams, like you say, Anna, have come to play. Nobody seems to have kind of gone with this conservative, tight game. Both teams attacking the edges, and both teams getting a little bit of reward for it.
Well, it's cleaner Maloney-McDonald who puts the ball in. Not quite there. Amy Cockayne gets that one back going in a white direction. Claudia Maloney-McDonald really winding up that pass as Meg Jones is off and away. Big handoff, trademark of hers, as Breach does well not to get pushed over. Cockayne now playing her rugby at Sale Sharks after moving from Leicester after the World Cup. Popped off ball to Jones, nice little touch through. Ireland have the ball but on the back foot. England penalty.
Captain example there, isn't it? Nice little bit of footballing skills from Meg Jones down the touchline, and then she follows that up with the contact around the breakdown, and that for me is one of the things that stands Meg out as a good centre, is this ability in defensive contact to get them turnovers.
Keep your eyes on the wide channels today, I think. Isn't that where they're all looking to attack, to create something? Yeah, good start from both sides. Good energy. Let's see what England can do with this now, just outside Ireland's 22.
Long line out. Ives Campion, the go-to women so far today. Cabella, player of the match in the World Cup final. Nice back inside to Breach. Played some sparkling rugby in the PWR this season for Saracens, Breach. Been playing quite a bit at fullback, says it's really helped her vision. Aitchison out wide, Maloney-McDonald. Comes back. England building here. Closest they've been. And Ireland off their feet.
Number 2.
And that's a warning against cleaner Maloney-McDonald.
Ireland's defensive line looks really good, so defensively they seem to be really confident, but discipline is going to be so key today. If you're going to hand possession, territory back to England, you're just going to make your job so much harder all day, so they've got to be really squeaky clean with that.
Ives Campion again into the air. We know what's coming. Cabert at the back. Now Cockayne arrives. The whole of the Allianz Stadium is pushing England over. It will be Cockayne who touches down for the first try for England in the 2026 Women's Six Nations. The party is picking up exactly where it left off, Katie.
Yeah, it's like we've never been away, isn't it? It's full, it's dancey, it's fun, and England are just doing what England do so well. It's my favourite thing to talk about, as we all know, a good old solid driving maul, but if England are going to if Ireland are going to cough up that much possession and make it that easy for England to get penalty in territory, like you say, kick to the line, it's going to be a long, long day at the office, because England will do this 4 days.
Eleanor Rowland is lining up this kick. There's quite a few kicking options out there for England, but Rowland taking on duties. And the flags are flying. She plays a lot of fly half when she's at her club side. Love for Lightning, but Eleanor Rowland, you have to say, she can do everything.
She can. She's a very, very good goal kicker. You know, you've also got Meg Jones on there and Holly Aitchison, who can all goal kick. So England have got a lot of competent kickers, but like you say, this interplay between 10 and 12, Holly and Helena, I think we will see going through this tournament.
Now, you might spot there has been a little change there for England. Maddie Fairnarty is off with an HIA at the moment, so you will see the number 20 shirt out there with Abby Burton onto the field. England from the restart. Big pass from Aitchison to Rowland. Now Jones, Kildun. Breach, down the right wing. Again, she is so good at ensuring that she stays just inside that whitewash, and the attack continues. Ooh, over the top, that was Ireland. They just couldn't quite hold their feet. Jones. Clifford wanted to offer. Really nice steal there on the floor. Wafer. It was this match back in 2024 that really announced Aoife Wafer onto the international stage.
Number 1.
And a warning there against Kelsey Clifford, and Ireland with an opportunity to build a platform.
Yeah, absolutely. Good carry there from Aoife Wafer. Linda as well, picking up and driving through, just eating again up a little bit of territory every time, but they've got to be careful that they're connected. I actually think that Ireland were a little bit lucky to get away with that there, and they've won the penalty, and now they've got the territory. But great urgency, good connection, and no shoulders going down, no heads going down. This is Ireland's moment now to step back up and step back into it.
Time off.
Listen to the ref.
Here. Ireland here.
Okay, well, the officials just want to make sure everyone is exactly where they want to be. I don't know if they're going to get out a ruler soon, but let's make sure they're there now.
Definitely not a metre, though, is there?
No, there's never a metre, Katie. Never. Right, Ireland get that one.
Tackle now!
It's well stopped by England, though. That's not gone anywhere. Collected by Lane. Wall. Another one of the Irish players who missed out on that World Cup with injury. Delighted that she's back. Here comes Dalton. She was actually named in the Six Nations Player of the Tournament in 2025. Higgins. Oh, she's just lost the ball there, Eve Higgins. She will be so frustrated with that one.
Oh, absolutely she will. Just thinking about the pass before you've actually caught the ball. We've all been there. It's a really... just one of those kind of nervy things that you can do in a match, but actually putting together this little attack, the forward carries and the offloads. Ireland had the highest offload count in the tournament last year, so they will look to use that, but again, they've got to be careful to support, because if there's no one there, like we've already seen, there can be turnovers straight away, so Ireland just got to be really closely linked up, really full of energy. As soon as you've given the ball, you're back up, you're back in it again.
Bind! Set!
Okay, they'll reset that one.
Second.
That little fumble there by Higgins was Ireland's third handling error of the fixture. So we are nearly 12 minutes in, and there was so much talk about them not being overwhelmed in the build-up to this fixture, but just flushing out those nerves in a big stadium like this, Katie.
Yeah, 100%, but I think that's both sides, you know. We've seen Ellie Kildun put one straight out on the full. I think both sides are just feeling their way into the game. Yes, they've been in PWR, they've been in Celtic Challenge, they've been into camp, but there's nothing that gives you the same feeling as a full crowd and the opening game of the Six Nations. So I think this is exactly what we would have expected for the opening 20 minutes.
Use the ball.
Well, the ball got out of that scrum somehow, and the skipper Jones feeds Kildun. Cowboy to cowboy. As Maloney and McDonald takes it up to the halfway. Such a scrap on the floor as Kildun tries to hack through. Somehow that stayed in play. And well dealt with down the right wing there by Flood. Aitchison is following that. Eventually she clears towards the right-hand side. That's going to end up with an Irish lineup.
We talk about the differences in the women's game to the men's game, and I think one of the biggest development is this stuff. So it's the kick down the line, but it's just the common sense there from Holly Aitchison. She doesn't need to let that go in. You see that all the time in the men's game, but in the women's game, that skill level, that rugby understanding, that IQ has massively come to the forefront in recent years.
5 men.
Well, Cleena Maloney-McDonald, she's on her 50th cap today. She actually won her first over the road at the Twickenham Stoop against England. But we are going back a long time now as the ball comes down this Irish line to Hogan. Oh, Lane, so frustrating that one. Another fumble. And it's when they've got this position. Need clear heads.
Let's go.
It's the pace of the game, isn't it? Like, that ball was there straight away. Emily Lane, like, she needs to give it, and it just slips from the fingers. Again, is it nerves, is it connection, is it the whole occasion, but just slips forward from the hands.
I think she's really unlucky there as well, because that breakdown is messy. If I'm the 9 there, I am screaming at my forwards. I want that cleaner, I want it easier, because we know Ireland want to play with quick ruck speed. But if that ball keeps becoming messy, 4 to 1 handling errors, yes, but I think some of them are really very quick fixes.
Another scrum.
Bind! Set!
England penalty. A chance for them to clear, and Ireland will be frustrated. They really wanted to target that area. You can just see Elena Perry walking back there, having a chat with her fellow front rowers as Aitchison clears towards the left.
And you think of that front row, Sarah, like, you know, you've got Elle Perry, Gloucester Harpery, Cleena Maloney, Exeter, and then Linda Njungang, who's Ireland's most capped player on the field now. Like, that's really experience. Like, they shouldn't be accepting these penalties. They've got to get that right now. Next scrum, they've got to get that right.
Aitchison, Rowland, Matthews, Burton. Once again, huge hit going in there for Njungang on Ives Campion. Kildun. She's been really targeted, Ellie Kildun. You can tell that there are green shirts swarming around her every time she goes anywhere near that ball. Tally. England just stuck in a bit of porridge over there at the moment. They need to try and break through. That was nice to Maloney-McDonald, and she is off. The extra wing makes good ground, a lovely 20 metres. Ball is out. And Packett wants to go quickly. Not clean.
Go 10. Go 10. Go 10.
Oh, lucky for England there.
I think England are really lucky. I think
Go
that's
10.
Ireland. We're expecting a scrum there.
Well, just to explain that,
15, 29.
Lucy Packer
she
wanted
kicked
to
the
go
ball.
quickly
Wasn't
there,
forward.
sort of fell over Claudia Maloney-McDonald, but our referee today, Clara Minorini, has done her a favour by saying Ireland won't bat 10. This was the original pen.
Yeah, I mean, you look at here, just coming right through the break. Again, it's hard, isn't it? Because the 9 is in the crossfire of that. Other than that, she can't touch her, but she is clearing the play. Again, I think that it's a harsh penalty.
Well, Burton went up for that one. And once again, Amy Cockayne has the ball exactly where England want it. But that one's not chucking along quite as nicely as it did before. They're going to have to play here, England. Aitchison. Ball comes away. It's loose. Kildun is there. She knows there are too many green shirts targeting her. Now to Breach. Big handoff. Still Jess Breach. Oh, that's strong back inside. No white shirt there.
No advantage.
And they'll come back.
Number 4, side entry.
That was almost a very pretty picture for Jess Breach. Not quite there at the end. England with the pen.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, isn't it? Because you would argue that England are being quite loose with possession, but ultimately they're getting rewards for it. Oh, the ball's alive, they're keeping it, they're moving it, and yeah, it's interesting.
Side entry number 4.
It's been the thing with England for so long, though. You know, they don't have to perform at their best to win games, and like you can tell that they've had some time away from each other, and you know they're all coming back from different teams together. They're kind of overrunning balls. They're getting balls while they're standing a bit static. It's making them easy targets to tackle. But if they are going to do that, Ireland have to punish them.
Good timing, play on.
Well, that's a good defence of that line out from Ireland. And England push well back there. Packer just deciding if she was going to exploit down the left.
Don't touch the line! Don't touch the line!
Eventually she does come away. Huge tackle by Wafer on Packer. Harlequin on Harlequin. Forward once again. England ball picked up, driven forward by Sales Talling. Cabea is waiting, she wants it. It's Burton. Oh, they've gone back round towards the left. They think they're nearly there. Patience from England. It is over again. England scoring. The Allianz Stadium is dancing, and it's Sarah Byrne who's on the scoreboard.
So good at that, Sarah Byrne, isn't she? She is so powerful, but the thing I love about it is how low she is. Keeps her chest over the ball, makes it so difficult for Ireland to get underneath it. See here, you can see Ireland trying to get in good position, but nobody is stopping her there. Nobody can get underneath it. It's a great finish by Sarah Byrne.
It's really smart as well by Sarah Byrne, because she knows the post is there, so she knows that she split up those two defenders in front of her. Good try by Sarah Byrne.
Helena Rowland happy to oblige on a second occasion. As the score now, England 14, Ireland 0. Not quite 20 minutes played, but certainly the Red Roses look like they're picking up where they left off in that World Cup final.
Yeah, they definitely start to settle. I still think they're probably a little bit loose with possession. I'd like them just see to tighten up, go forward a bit. We're still a little bit lateral. I think for Ireland, though, they're in this game here. Look, it's 40-0. They've had no entries really into England's 22. They've had 28% of the territory, so in the possession. So big work-ons, but Ireland have to find a way to get into this game.
We saw Maddie Fairnarty there on the sideline. Looks like she has passed her HIA and would like to resume as soon as possible.
Stay there. Backwards.
Aitchison manages to regather the ball. Rowland takes it into contact.
Take him back.
Aitchison.
Hold on.
O'Brien. Kicked the leather off the ball in the World Cup, did O'Brien.
Stop, nine.
And she gives the ball to Flood. Just outside the 22 there is Kildun, sends it back. It's a bouncing ball and it's not taken cleanly. Here comes Parsons.
Counter is good.
Ireland have really got to start securing their ball a little bit quicker at the breakdown, because it just gives England that extra time to rearrange that defensive line. Big run coming in there by Chute. O'Brien, Higgins. Big tackle by Rowland. Snipe round the corner, but well read by England's Amy Cockayne. And it's the white shirts back on the ball. Try scorer Byrne. The momentum is just building. You feel it in the stadium. Box kick from Packer. Oh my goodness, what a kick. Even her own teammates are applauding that.
If you ever need an example of how to manage a game there where you've got turnover possession, Moella Talon and Lucy Packer just did a big carry, set yourself a gain line, then get your head up and go find the backfield. And the execution on this from Lucy Packer, she does it day in, day out for Harlequins there. Inch perfect. Ireland now back in their 22 and have to defend.
I think Ireland as well are maybe overcomplicating a bit. You know, they had a nice little attack set up outside here, ready to go. It looked as if there was a bit of space outside. And then that little pass inside, which was communicated really loudly. We even heard it on the ref's mic. That means that the English defence also heard it and got in there for the intercept. So just keep the ball, get through the phases a little bit.
Yeah, I got the same.
And they'll settle in a bit more.
Just to know, just to be aware.
John Mitchell on the right-hand side of your screen there, sat alongside Lewis Deacon on the left-hand side. He's the forwards coach for the Red Roses. Emily Scarrett, the newest addition, of course, to that Red Roses coaching setup, working on the attack with John Mitchell. I did ask John Mitchell if this is an Emily Scarrett attack or a John Mitchell attack. He told me it was an England attack designed by John Mitchell.
Yeah, I'm not sure Emily Scarrett will be overly impressed with some of them passes in the midfield. Look, she is known for her attention to detail and her clarity in her accuracy. And I think probably at the moment it's one of the things lacking from England's game. So I'm going to say it's a John Mitchell attack as opposed to an Emily Scarrett attack.
Well, the good news is that Eleanor Perry is good to carry on. It's actually her birthday tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
And we've been talking a lot about mums and bumps in the build-up to this Six Nations. Eleanor Perry, mum herself to little boy Bert. O'Brien.
Hold.
A lot of pressure on O'Brien to get that ball away. England will be happy with how they harried her. Kildane.
Tackle made.
9 carries by Kildane, and that one holding on the floor.
No, tackle.
As Ireland will be pleased with that one.
I got it.
Ireland
Tackle
know
was
that,
made
like...
there, so I'm going to play it. Tackle was made there, so I'm going to play through.
Ireland know that, you know, Dana's boot, Stacey's boot, they're such strengths. So you have to use them on a day like today, even if you're coming up against, you know, potentially the best back three in the world. I thought their counter, their defence and their kick chase there was really good. They cordoned off Ellie in the middle there and they won the turnover, and you can hear them celebrating. I'd be celebrating from that as well.
I think what's interesting though, to play against a team with a back three like that, don't kick loosely. For me, anything that lands the other side of the 15, so towards the middle of the pitch, is loose, because you're giving them both sides. I'd like to see Dana kick into the 15s, pin Ellie to a touchline, pin Jess Breach to a touchline, make them play from there.
Big steal there by Sarah Byrne. Ireland will be so annoyed with that. And that's been the story really of this opening 23 minutes.
Back.
Packer gathers the ball. You can see that Maddie Fainarty back onto the field. She's passed her HIA. Jones. And Clifford was offering herself then. Knew that there were green shirts coming. Aitchison. Packer, Cocaine. Popped off on the shoulder. Byrne again.
Lead it now.
Clifford again, Saracens prop. Rowland, Breach. Melanie McDonald looking for work.
Maul.
That's been told as a maul. I mean, her knee's down on the ground, but it's too late.
Maul was for before.
And Ireland get one.
Everyone's looking at the ref there saying, what's it going to be, and the ball was just about to be popped out. It was really smart from Brittany Hogan, she spotted it. When there's a maul, just get on the ball and fall over, do whatever you can to stop the ball getting out. But as we look back at that line out, that's a couple of line out overthrows there from Ireland, and they've got such nice territory. They've got to nail that now. They've got to have a little chat and say, okay, what is going wrong, and get it right now. Because like you say, there's ball loose, couple of things from England now that Ireland, if they're not picking up on and capitalising on, they're going to spend the rest of the game down here.
Well, look at that, by the 20th minute, England won all 6 lineouts, all 3 scrums. Any concerns around all those 4 pregnancies coming in the forwards? They're picking up that they have just given away a penalty at a scrum. Congratulations to all that Irish front row, smiles on their faces.
That's good, send in more of those stats as a curse. Give us back some of the advantage. That's what happened there, I reckon. Not to take away from the great work of the Irish front row that we've just been talking about.
Okay, this was the scrum.
Overextended. Yep. Okay, I stay there. We see.
We can see it was the English front row that went down there.
I stay there.
I think the penalty was being too long, wasn't it? So she needs to be feet underneath her as opposed to right behind her.
Amy Cocaine there has had a little word with the ref.
Can we
about
please
saying,
set the line out? I don't stay there. I don't want to do it again. Open the gap here, England. Ireland, please here.
really clear in her messaging.
Here.
And Amy Cocaine is just trying to tell her what's happening at scrum time. So we'll see now. She has another chat with her next time.
So you need that 1 metre gap down that channel, and that is what the referee is trying to establish, as Ireland do get away with that ball from the line out. Dalton battering ran back this direction. Wall. More Irish players offering themselves. Higgins straightens. Slow ball coming.
Don't touch the line.
Ball again with the distribution. Just a drop ball on the floor there by Chute. Referee says it's advantage to England. Pass out to Kildun, can't take. They'll come back for the first knock on.
That's such a shame ball didn't go to hand there. There was a good bit of space out there in the wide. It just wasn't recognised as the player stood up and the ball didn't get there. But England's defensive line speed is good, isn't it? They're able to get up on that first, second receiver, put them under pressure.
It's causing Ireland a lot of problems because they want to play out the back, because they want to not hit that short runner. They're getting caught in the middle of the field with attack on both sides and never really have enough numbers to go and exploit an edge. I think for me, they've got to be a bit more direct in their carries now. Work 2 of 15, give themselves an opportunity to go and take England on a short side. But at the moment, playing in the middle of the pitch is one of the hardest places to attack.
Crouch! Bind!
Need those cowboy hats in this sunshine that we're having in southwest London today. Much required. Matthews. What we're going to see here from England. Oh, it's a nice touch by Aitchison. Somehow Maloney McDonald gets the ball to breach. A touch through. And it's still English ball. Ireland were desperate there to try and make sure they weren't interfering. They'd have been onside. There was no breakdown there. Kildun. She knows there's too many green shirts again. Has to go into that contact. Wafer is just being an absolute nuisance.
Let it come, let it come. Off feet now, off feet now. Let it come.
Ives Campion. Burn. Bristol Bruiser.
No, elbow down. Leave it, Green, leave it. Leave it, elbow down.
Rowland. Jones. Breach. Hanging out on the wing. Feanati. Packer goes again. Clifford.
Advantage.
England advantage as well. They'll come back.
Where's the mark? Number 4 offside. Here. Back. Number 4, never offside. Back. Back, ladies.
So the warning there going against Dorothy Wall. And England
Number 4,
with the
never
penalty here. Nice spot. It's whether they just go. They're not going to kick it at goal. I can tell you that for free. It's whether they just go drop it into the corner again, which I think is just what they're going to do. They might have been tempted by a tap.
Yeah, but I think driving line out was working so well, isn't it? It's a real big strength of theirs. Easy kick for Holly Aitchison to put them on the 5.
Alex.
Well, you can see Holly Aitchison there giving the calls. It's been interesting speaking to the England camp this week. Apparently they've had to rename a lot of their moves because there's a lot of new faces in camp. It's a new cycle as everyone builds towards the next World Cup, of course, Australia in 29. England, of course, already eyes on defending that title. Six Nations first. Aoife Wafer, did she play the 9? Referee happy. Maloney McDonald back inside. Bang! She goes over for a double. And England scoring a try every 10 minutes at HQ for now.
I think you said it earlier, Anna, that England don't have to be at their best to win games and score points, and this is probably testament, you know, line out. We just cleared it up to see how good it was. It doesn't probably do the job here, but Claudia McDonald's really alive, looks really sharp and just backs her pace. Looks like she's going to go into touch. Lovely little offload, back into the inside, and who's there waiting but Sarah Byrne. Really nice, well-worked, opportunist try.
Thank you, yourself.
Ireland is on fire. I mean, that is some textbook kicking. You must be proud of that one, Katie.
I love watching it from that angle as well. Very rarely do you get to see a kick from behind the kicker's view. You just look at how straight she is into the ball. The foot follows through. Everything's going to target. Great strike by Helena.
You're right, Katie, like, you know, the ball will go to ground, the ball will spill, but the one thing that England do time and time again, they flood the channels. You just look around and there's one of your teammates on your shoulder, you can get a hand flick away, you know, chicken wing, whatever it is, there's always just such support there ready to flood the channels and finish off the job, just like Sarah Byrne has done on the shoulder of Claude just now.
Should say that Sarah Byrne actually scored a couple of tries in this fixture last time out as well. Here comes the skipper. Jess Breach has never given a lot of space to too much. She's done so well each time to keep that ball in play. Really tight circumstances.
Use it!
Clifford once again.
Counter is good. Counter is good.
Erin King,
All good
much
here.
like Brittany Hogan and Aoife Wafer, are desperate to slow down this English ball. Nice take by Dana O'Brien. Patience by Breach to make sure she was clean in the tackle. Wall. Perry in support.
Ball's available.
Lane. Driven forward by Cheats. Dana O'Brien just trying to split the England players there on either side. Is that going to roll and roll? Yes, it is. Ellie Kildan just making sure that Aoife Dalton gets the meters in before she touches that one down, and we restart with the goal line.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's been a while since Ireland have beaten England, we should say. You have to go back 11 years, back to 2015. That was actually the last time that the Ireland women won the Six Nations. Katie will remember all too well the Irish Grand Slam of 2013. She's laughing next to me is all you need to know. She lifted a few in her time.
Falling down for me.
Packer again. What a box kick. And just nicely touched inside, but big tackle by Feanati. Real hard yards been worked there by Elms, Kinlan, the Leinster wing. And warning against England.
Offside, tackle made.
And this is an opportunity here for Ireland. If they can just make sure there's no more errors here, this could be a really good platform.
Absolutely, they've got to have little chats here now, know exactly what they're doing, make sure that the line out is right, don't overcomplicate it, and then initially hold the ball and then look at what's in front of them and just try to get wide, try to get into the wider channels, because there's such great defence around the middle of the park, as you say, Katie. First things first, line out.
Nervous Scott Beeman there, Ireland head coach watching on. He's a former England coach. He was involved in the setup when they won the World Cup back in 2014. Maloney McDonald. Oh, what a steal by Ives Campion! That's the third line out that Ireland have now lost.
Last feet.
So frustrating. They were in the 22.
Clearly.
And once again, it's a white ball. Aitchison with the lightest of touches towards the near side. And Ireland will get a chance to go again, but they've lost 10 metres.
You know, with the absence of Sam Monaghan, who, you know, is such a massive figure, massive leader, and a line out, you know, Naws, and in the PWR, she's topping stats for stealing line outs. You'd think that what I was feeling before the match was that, yes, we're missing Sam, but actually there's some really good other callers in there, like Fiona Chute. You got Dorothy Wall back in there. So this is disappointing that Ireland just haven't nailed it.
Let's go, Ireland!
At line out time.
Let's go!
Well, we will keep an eye. There was a little bit of a bump there on Holly Aitchison. But referee happy for play to continue from that last one. And unsurprisingly, Ireland there, they do just decide to go short at the front there. Emily Lane having to take the ball into contact. It's a bit like spaghetti for Ireland. They need to tidy this up. Oh, look at Fairnati going in over the top of that straight away, but no, over the top from England. And calm heads required here from Ireland.
It's hard now, isn't it? Because when your line-out isn't functioning, but you've got this kind of territory, you want to go in, it looks like they're going to go into the corner, but you've got to find a way of making it function as well.
Absolutely, and the last example that we just saw, you know, that short pop. Oh no.
Oh, it looks like Dana O'Brien has missed touch.
Up to you. What's your choice? Scramble what? 22? Scrum?
So they're just choosing.
Straight out.
England have the choice, and they're going to go for where the ball was kicked out. So frustrating for Dana O'Brien. She has done so much for this Irish side. If you just watch there, just to the left-hand side, you can see Jess Breach there, just at the bottom, and Holly Aitchison pointing out to the near side official, who is Bernice Loubet of France, that just went too far.
Yeah, and they're tough, aren't you? We used to call them dicing with death. Like, how close could you get to the 5 without going the other side? And especially when your team's under pressure, you want to get in as close as possible.
Set! Keep it out. Keep it out. No, use. Use now.
Oh, that is some contest inside that scrum. Wow. Ball comes away. Rowland, Aitchison, Kildun. Maloney McDonald, Kildun again.
Thank you.
England want this ball quicker. Working through the gears. Packer. Maloney McDonald out to Kildun.
No, leave it now, leave it now. Leave it now. Leave it now. Second time.
Cocaine, somehow England still have it. Straightened again by Clifford. Right boot there by Aitchison. Oh, the knock-on from Ireland at the worst moment. I mean, that's been the story of Ireland's half right there. They just need to have their Weetabix at half-time, they really do.
Oh, poor Elms Kinlan there, like it's a really hard ball to catch. She's coming in really fast and really low. She was super unlucky to miss out on selection for the World Cup, and it's real testament to obviously how she's been performing in the Celtic Challenge, how she's been performing in camp, to have surpassed Anna McGann to get on this starting team. So that's something that you'll be thinking about, squirming at night in your sleep, like, oh, that ball, she won't forget that one quickly.
Well, has anyone watched a shoelace tie with such intent as everyone waits for Amy Cocaine to turn up to take her place in the front row for this scrum?
That's what's happening there.
No problem.
It's nothing to do with her shoelace, she's just tired.
You played with the front row before, Katie?
I have.
Look at those meters by England. Those are stunning numbers. Gain line success, Katie.
That is massive. Out of all those 87 carries, nearly what? My maths is dreadful. Nearly 2/3 of those carries are over the gain line. You think about that from a defensive point of view, what Ireland are having to absorb and take, the amount of dominance England are getting, and therefore how it translates into the speed of ball they're getting.
Big final play here. Matthews, as we approach the half-time whistle. Oh, what a flex from England, back inside, Kildun! Oh, she's knocked it on. Has it been given? I'm not sure if they're going to check that one. The whole of Twickenham is currently dancing. Even Kildun doesn't look sure. This was the pass from Jones, the gather by Kildun. And she's dropped it. A reprieve for Ireland.
That is exactly how you recover from an error that just happened a few minutes ago. You were like, I am not letting this try in. I don't care who Ellie Kildun is and how much that this stadium wants it.
I'm going to show you a clear loss scored.
by 15 white.
Okay.
The voice you can hear is our television match official, Estelle Waiapu of New Zealand.
Here comes your best angle.
Thank you. Okay, there is clear separation, so it's going to be no try, goal line dropout. Okay, back to me.
Camera's coming back to you now.
Thank you. It's going to be no try, knock on in goal, goal line dropout. Good time.
Well, the clock is in the red. Well, this is the replay of the build-up towards the try that wasn't a try. And it looks like our referee, Clara Monarini, she is going to play this goal line dropout, but Ireland, no, they just want to get this off the field. They don't want to play from all the way back there. That was the knock-on from Ellie Kiltan, but what a half by England. How strong was it? They built through the phases. They've completely shut Ireland out. There's going to be a big Irish team talk about turning up in the second half, but England will want to go back up through those gears. Just a little bit of a meeting there through the senior player group as they decide how they're going to come out and attack this second half. But so far in this Allianz Stadium sunshine, it has been incredibly impressive. The half-time score, England...
It certainly is. We know last year round, England ended up winning the second half, 44-0. And when you look at the benches, that's where England really can dominate.
Yeah, England have experience, and the thing is they know how to have that game management. For Ireland, they have got some debutants on the bench. Actually, it's how you manage it and how you work it. So for England, they've got to flood the bench. They've got to bring them on. They've got to really manage the last way they finish the game.
So just quickly, what's more stressful, playing or watching?
Definitely watching.
Well, we can enjoy the second half and head back up to commentary. Enjoy Anna Capeless, Katie Daly McLean and Sarah Orchard.
So here we go. Dana O'Brien in her yellow boots, waiting for the officials to get this one back underway. The crowd are having an absolute party here in southwest London, but there is 40 minutes of rugby still to get underway. And here comes O'Brien, half-time England 21, Ireland now. What have Ireland got? Packer gathers.
Inside.
Aitchison just nudges the ball towards the near side. Calm heads already. And you can only imagine, Anna Capeless, what has been said in that Irish changing room at half-time.
Absolutely. Very focused, detailed, but energy, you know, girls like getting off the line, putting in offensive hits, getting things right. Like, I'm looking forward to the Ireland that learns from that at that halftime talk and seeing how they can twist things around, because they haven't been at their best. Let's see them at their best.
Well, no changes for either side at half-time as Eve Higgins goes right over the top of Claudia Maloney-McDonald. Kalina Maloney-McDonald, her wife in green, driving on. Brittany Hogan. Ball comes away through O'Brien. David Parsons, who didn't see so much of the ball in that first half, but what a take there by Breach. Great strip.
Taking back.
Jones.
Hold on.
O'Brien. Oh, just almost falling over their own players there. As Parsons takes it into the contact lane. Perry once again playing her rugby at Gloucester Hartbury. Comes Dorothy Wall, nice tip off onto her shoulder. O'Brien, nice disguise there on that as Sales Hogan comes crashing in, and here comes Dalton. Nice tussle between herself and Rowland, not held, keeps going. Aitchison eventually wrestles her to the ground. Wall again.
Taking back.
Melania McDonald playing her rugby at the moment down in Exeter. There is an England player down injured. They'll go and check on that in a moment. Looks like it's Moena Talling who's going to need some treatment, as Meg Jones still on the ball for England. Someone's lost a boot as well.
No, stepping back.
Warning for Ireland. Managed to keep themselves in the right area of the field.
Taking back.
Pass back at the end to Aitchison. She's got such a lovely soft touch on that ball as it goes to Dana O'Brien. Crossfield kick coming in there by O'Brien. She saw the space, really nicely read. Kildan has to get onto it. She's been tracked down there by both Hogan and Dalton, but the referee is going to stop play there. Stop play for offside there by Brittany Hogan, but there is also a big injury that they're going to have to come and deal with here. And this is a worry for England. It's Moena Talling, Sale Locke who's gone down. And when we talk about Locke being as big a problem as England has with the depth they have with the PWR, she is one of the most experienced who is available right now for England.
Yeah, she is. So first of all, we really hope that Moz is all right. You know, she is not a soft girl. That girl will run through brick walls. So it's obviously a massive worry. But yeah, you're right, Sarah. You know, no Abby Ward, no Zoe Stratford, no Rosie Galligan. All out and out second rows. You know, you've got Lily Ives in there now. But England are a bit short. The likelihood is there'll be a new cap on the pitch. I would have thought if Moena doesn't come on. But yeah, it is tough.
And here we can see that's Ala Latui, you can see on your screen at the moment. She's the player who's likely to come on, only 19 years old, as just Moena Talling gets all the treatment that she requires. But Ala Latui, she traditionally plays number 8 in the PWR. She has had minutes at lock, but she has been thrown into England camp and she has been thrown in to play lock.
Yeah, you know what? It's something. Now, KDM, you wouldn't have come across this too much when the backs are doing their thing, but there's always this moment, right? Especially in scrum training, and the back rows are all standing around looking at each other, and the coach goes, "Okay, one of ye in there," and he points to the back rows, and he wants one of you to cover the second row. And there's so many back rows that come up through the ranks, and it's the, your taller players, the ones that are picked out. Thankfully, I was too small.
I was about to say that didn't happen to you, did it?
No, it didn't. No, do you know what? It did a couple of times, and I was like, I'm never going back in there again. But it was really interesting listening to Ala Latui talk about it, because she said that she never knew what a cauliflower ear was, and then she went into the second row at training, and she said her ear was fat for a few days. It's one of those things in the second row. It's a trademark of the second row, and we'll see how it goes for her today. Sadly, probably a bit prematurely making her intro, with Moena Talling being stretched off.
Yeah, we wish all our best to Moena Talling. You can see the England players just clapping away there, and that's because Moena Talling, she's got onto the little truck there. She's received all the medical support, and they'll just take their time to get her safely off the field.
The other thing about Latui, and I've been fortunate to cover in a couple of PWR games, like you say, she's had something like 10 starts at 8, a couple, 3 starts at lock. But what we have noticed watching her is the work rate doesn't really change. Usually you find that if you're in the back row, no offence, Anna, but it's a little bit easier than doing it from second row. And what she's doing, she's the same amount of carries, same defensive involvement. Which for a young girl, like you say, on your first cap, this is exactly what you want to see. She is almost like a Moena Talling, another Maddie Fainati. Physical, combative, tall, but also can sit across both positions.
Play gets back underway as we send our best wishes to Moena Talling for a swift recovery. But Ala Latui, 19 years old, Loughborough Lightning forward, onto the field. Let's see what happens here. They go to Ives Campion, that's sensible as the ball comes down the line. And there is Latui, first touch on the ball. She is the best carrier in the PWR, and that's just a little taste of what's to come. Kildan nearly breaks through. England hunting a 4th try. 4 tries in the Six Nations means you're in bonus point territory. And that can all add up when it comes to the end of the tournament. Helena Rowland manages to find Fainati, who is just carrying like a demon so far here in the sunshine. Big push there on Matthews, who takes it down to ground. Aitchison, Rowland, pushed out wide to Breach. Kabea hanging out on the right wing. being her good physical self. Sadia Kabir only started playing rugby again back in February. She had a break for a couple of injuries as Ireland managed to get that ball on the floor. Right, they want to get away from where they are here. Higgins drives on. And Jungang.
No advantage.
Okay, they'll come back then. It's an Ireland scrum. England couldn't just quite keep that move going. And Ireland get a chance here at the scrum. They did do all right at the scrum in the first half. Both of these front rows around this kind of clock time, though, will be starting to tire, and no doubt both sides will be thinking about using their benches at some point.
I think as well a message that may have gone in at half-time is, we spoke about in the first half, Ireland had a nice defensive line set up, but they weren't getting off the line quick enough. That error came from massive pressure from that defensive line. So if you're putting in all the hard work to organise your defensive line, go fast, but it's got to come from good communication, and you can force those errors, which is why they've won this scrum.
Okay, that's a free kick to Ireland. You'll have seen there was a lot of movement there before the ball had even been put in. Clara Monarini doesn't want to see that. She wants it nice and steady before the ball goes into that scrum. Kildun fumbles that. She thought it had gone backwards. Our referee disagrees. There has been a few uncharacteristic fumbles by Kildun today.
Yeah, probably not the player we saw at the end of the World Cup, but I mean, it's a decent kick by Dana O'Brien, to be fair. She moves Ellie Kildun, which is huge. There's a bit of a bright sun as well, and it is dropping, so I think we can forgive her for that one, a little bit like the Elms Kilman one earlier from Holly Aitchison. It's a nasty ball to catch when it's dropping into your knees.
Well, Ireland will be grateful of this position.
Crouch!
Huge amount of talk in the build-up to this fixture about the pregnancies, of course, in the England squad. 4 of them now. Also Ireland. Amy Lee Costigan now pregnant with twins as well.
Good luck.
Spoken by Katie Daly-McLean, who was pregnant with twins.
May the force be with her.
There you go. How old are yours now?
They're 3 and we're still alive.
There you go.
It doesn't get easier before she asks.
I say that now. Please give us a good picture. Back straight and move forward. Not too much pressure before the ball. Let's go.
Well, the Mexican wave is going round. They clearly don't appreciate the scrum chat that's going on. Why on earth not? Right then. Let's see what dark arts we can see being performed right here. Look how close Clara Monarini is. Oh, that's a big push from England, and it's a penalty too. You could just hear the roar coming from the front rows there. They wanted that.
Yeah, that was Amy Cockayne there, who was roaring. Moments like that, she will thrive upon that, you know. It is so combative in that front row, isn't it? It is so, probably the most individual competition you get in our sport. And when you get a bit of dominance, it's one to celebrate.
Sadia Kabir there. You can see she's wearing her black satin scrum cap. Made a lot of waves, of course, back in the World Cup. Designed for women with afro hair to protect it whilst they're playing. Ball comes down. Nice sneaky one by Packer. Byrne, bit of scrum half duties, bit of bulldozering duties straight afterwards. Clifford. Rowland, Aitchison, Kildun, there's a gap, Maloney McDonald is through, she's looking for that last pass, support is there, Packer, quick ball, Jones, Packer again, Latui, Matthews, the body position from Alex Matthews is exceptional to get those extra meters. Ireland have turned this over. That is exceptional play. What a turnover. Ball ball back to O'Brien, needs to clear.
Hold on.
Nice defensive set by Ireland.
Absolutely, that's what you want. Even when you're soaking up the tackles, you might give away a metre or two here or there. As little as possible. Very difficult against these massive English carries. Even on the outside, the back's really sneaking in and out of those little gaps. See if Dalton did so well to scramble there, soaking it up, and then bam, it's Cleena Maloney MacDonald in over that ball on her 50th cap. That's the best feeling ever. And then you hear the referee blow the whistle, and you're like, yes, right in front of your own try line, saved.
Changes there for Ireland. Nevo Dowd, Ruth Campbell, and Nancy McGilvery all onto the field as Ireland looking to soak up more pressure. Kabea driving on, dancing around the tackles. Packer, Cocaine, Kildun. They're trying to hold her up. They know that she was too upright. And that is no doubt going to be advantage Ireland.
Yeah, I mean, England's attack, I think this second half has been better. We're a bit more direct, we're finding space, but like you just talked about there, Anna, I think Ireland's defence has been really sensible here. Good line by Burner, nice little tip by Amy Cocaine, but Ellie Kildun is just far too high there. She's got to get her chest. She allows, is it Campbell to get underneath the ball. As soon as you're in that vulnerable position, it is so hard to get your knee to ground.
Big changes here then for England. Ireland have made theirs, so Carson and Muir onto the field, Hunt and Harrison as well. So new props, new halfbacks. Busy afternoon for Sarah Byrne. She'll be pleased with her efforts.
Yeah, I mean, recently you've seen Sarah Byrne come off the bench for England. She hasn't been starting as much as we've previously seen, but I think it's a really good afternoon, you know, looks busy, good set piece, a couple of tries. Great opener to her Six Nations.
10 carries, 7 tackles. That is some shift by a front rower. Okay, more fun and games at this scrum.
Ladies, I'm going to stay here. Please, angles, straight. If the scrum is moving not forward, there is a problem. Please, fix it. Let's go.
Okay, they're going to fix it. Do we believe it?
I don't, but I'm cynic, so...
There's a lot of dark arts going on in there, I reckon, which is why Clara Marie is putting her head in underneath, trying to catch them out. We've heard those little chats from both sides to the ref saying, they're doing this, so they're getting frustrated in there as well. So, no, I don't believe a word of it.
Oh, my goodness.
Stop. Stop. Give her the space to bind. Don't anticipate. Follow my course. That's it. Last one. Let's go.
Clara Minorini reminds me of myself when I'm telling my children to tidy their bedrooms, and I don't think they're listening.
That's because they're not.
Yep. Very similar, very similar.
I always found as a back row, you know, your shoulders attached to that front row, you're just laughing at the messages going over and back and all the tit for tat going on all day. So this is the crux of it here.
Well, that move from England. Oh, Lane got that out. Oh, Brian there. Wonderful stuff to get that away. Hasn't made touch. Kildun is there, but still well done, Ireland. Breach. Fernati.
Advantage. Scrum advantage.
Yeah, first touch of the ball there. Hunt. Cocaine. Distribution down the line there. Harrison onto the field.
Backwards.
Popped off in the end by Matthews. Ives Campion drives on. Kelsey Clifford there. Sorry, Mackenzie Carson on the ball. Clifford now off the field. Big pass out wide. Nice for Bevan Parsons. She can be an absolute racehorse if she gets going.
Advantage. Genuine attempt for me.
Advantage to Ireland. Dalton. Lane. Maloney McDonald. Still going through Flood. Nice touch on the ball there. It was Jones. She hacks on. The foot races and look at Jess Breach go! Leads the bounce, gets it. What a score! What a score! Designed by Meg Jones, executed by Jess Breach.
Really nice bit of play there for England. Meg Jones take her bow. It's such a smart little touch, isn't it? Loads of pressure on Ireland. Bouncing ball on the floor. She just puts it in. She knows Jess Breach is inside her.
Oh, we are going to check something.
Check if England is for the try.
Yes, Clara.
No problem.
Checking grounding for you now.
Yeah, please.
So Jess Breach catches the ball. She rolls over. And there it is down on the floor.
It was a great effort from Vicky Elms-Kinlan again at the try line, trying to disrupt that. She did really well, but luckily Jess Breach, the momentum
Clara,
she had
I
from
have a
that
decision.
run through.
The
Carried
ball
her
is
over.
clearly grounded over the line, so you may award a try.
Try safe.
4 tries for England. The bonus point is wrapped up, and there is still over 25 minutes to play.
Yeah, here we see Ireland looks a bit brighter, doesn't it? And it comes from the kick. Meg Jones gets in that kicking lane, and she knows where she's going straight away. She hasn't even thought about running it. Got Jess Breach on the inside, and it's a great chase. It's a lovely little pick-up by Jess, because it's not an easy bounce. And like you say, momentum takes it over and she finishes it. But great thinking by Meg Jones.
Well, that conversion by Helena Rowland keeps a perfect score there for England. And worth saying, that score by Jess Breach, it's her 54th cap today. That is her 54th try. That is some numbers. And worth saying, she is now third, equal with Emily Scarrett in England's top try scorers. She's just got to catch up with Sue Day on 61 and Nikki Crawford on 57.
Both who were absolutely prolific women's rugby players in their day, you know, their speed, their ability. So she will be in great company if she gets to those numbers.
Really can't stress enough how well Jess Breach has been playing in the PWR as well. No surprise that she is scoring today.
Take him back. Holding on, hold!
Gathered in the backfield by Flood. Can Ireland get on this scoreboard? Harrison. Kilda. There's a long track back there for Ireland to get their hands on that ball. Elms-Kinlan has to run it in the end. Lane manages to find Neve O'Dowd, who was actually brought in to play at Gloucester Hartbury this season. That was actually for injury to Mackenzie Carson, who is back playing now for England. Touch over the head there by Harrison, chasing her own ball. Flood won't let her get to it. Babe and Parsons there, happy to go in, do some of the dirty work, as Campbell then takes it into contact, and it's a good penalty here for Ireland to clear.
19.
Warning there against Latui.
Clara Narini has been very clear in comms as well about no, the ball is available, and she's been quite patient with the players rolling out of the way as long as the ball is ready to go. And that time she said, no, absolutely not. She doesn't want the players now getting lazy, just because she has been like quite good, quite patient with them, but she said no more. And Ireland have got to do something here. They'll be frustrated with the amount of pressure they soaked up there before their try line. 2 massive moments of turnover. Clear the lines excellently. They start to put together a really nice attack. Just as the ref called advantage over, Stacey Flood kicked it, which was really bad timing. And trust Meg Jones and Jess Breach to finish it off.
Oh, Ireland finally get through a nice line-out routine there. King coming down with the ball. Dalton now on it to Higgins. Passed out wide by Babe and Parsons. Flood. Elms-Kinlan. They've gone coast to coast. Just need to hold on to the ball, but it's not to be. Cabella. Great take by the Loughborough Lightning flanker.
Body's there, body's there. Don't touch the line.
Hunt. Down the line they go again. Harlequins fullback Kildan is there. Lost forward there by Exeter's Fairnarty. Parsons waiting. And Jugang, who's playing a rugby at Leinster at the moment. But backwards here, O'Dowd.
Not on the line.
Lane. Straight in ball this time by Nancy McGilvery. Extra play. All nearly stolen there by Amy Cockayne. Yellow boots of Dalton. Was that high? Referee just said shoulder. Not sure if they're going to go and look at that.
Clear it is. No hands now. No.
Gloucester Hartbury's Natasha Hunt. Of course, Gloucester Hartbury remain at the top at the moment of the Premiership Women's Rugby table as Maud just loses that one in the contact. They'll restart with an Ireland scrum.
It's a bit more grit shown from Ireland, isn't it? Like even that long kick through, and there were 4 green jerseys in front of Ellie Kildon right when she looked up. Like that's what we needed.
It's all just a bit lateral from me, both sides. Like we're going coast to coast, but nobody's going forward, and then we're ultimately spilling possession. I think for both sides, they need to find a bit more direct, a bit more intent, and almost that old phrase of earning the right to go wide. Because at the moment, going coast to coast, and then you're basically turning over the ball. At this level, we should be expecting better.
Well, they did have a little bit of a look at that tackle by Alex Matthews.
Open the gap.
Referee said she was happy with the shoulder. There you go, Campion. Go-to line-out option, as there is a big tackle there on Natasha Hunt.
I see the knee.
Okay, they're going to give a bit of space there to Natasha Hunt, who went down to the ground there. So it's going to be a little bit of a break here as they just deal with that one. She got herself in an awkward body position.
2 and 14.
So both sides will just gather themselves and have a little bit of a moment. A couple of injuries then so far for England this afternoon as the coaches watch on once again. Worth reminding ourselves that England haven't actually lost a game now in 3 years and 5 months. Ireland, of course, had a pretty good World Cup campaign. Had a really frustrating loss in the quarter-final in the end to France as Cleena Maloney McDonald makes her way off the field. And as we said at the top of this, it's her 50th cap today. And she has had to work extremely hard to get to that point in her career. And she is congratulated by the entire Irish team. Bevan Parsons also making her way off the field there. So we'll get to see Niamh Jones come onto the field. And Niamh Jones as an Irish hooker in her own right. I mean, we always say she's a pound-for-pound brilliant player.
Oh my goodness, she absolutely is. I remember her when she first came into Irish camp, you know, small and unassuming, but this like wonderful low center of gravity, really strong. She tops stats every year in whatever league she's in. She's always around the top for offensive tackles. She made like 99% of her tackles last year in the championship. She's just such a workhorse, and I think when we talk about, you know, Ireland's journey, the bench that we have today and performing for 80 minutes is a big thing. You can't do that when you have so much inexperience on the bench. So to turn around and bring someone like Cleena Maloney McDonald, a legend of the game, off and put someone like Niamh Jones in, that is the story that Ireland looks to tell more and more and more.
Well, it looks like Natasha Hunt is going to stay on the field. A lot of strapping going on to that knee at the moment. Huge season also for Natasha Hunt at the moment. We mentioned Gloucester Hartbury, how well they've been going in the PWR. She is front and centre of all of that, and they are going for a record 4th title.
They are, and they're going pretty well, to be honest. I think realistically it's only going to be Saracens that can ruin that party. You know, unheard of, a team have gone 3-peat and now, what do you call a 4th peat? Is it a 4th peat?
Quarter-peat.
Quad piece, nice, nice.
I think we're making up words now, so you can say anything you like.
Look, if they go and win it, I think they'll call it whatever they want. But yeah, especially with no Zoe Stratford, Mo Hunt is integral to that Gloucester side and the heartbeat that club needs to keep that winning momentum.
Well, the drone shots are coming in at the moment. Look at all these fans. I can't believe how many cowboy hats actually exist when they come and play here now. Oh, they've been eating the sweets. What a party. And no sign of it ending anytime soon as Natasha Hunt gets her hands back on that ball and is ready to go. And she's just testing out that right knee. She looks good to go, and that will be a huge release. She's such a popular player. Oh, once again, the scrum goes down. I mean, changed all the front rows virtually now. Same story. Linda and Jugang there, going quite the distance after 60 minutes. Worth saying that Eilish Cahill, who's on the bench, will be making her debut. So it might just mean that they're wanting Jugang to play just a little bit longer. Oh my goodness. They're ploughing the field there, England, with that shove. Jones. How's that one going to bounce? Well, I think she wanted it to go into someone's hands, but not to be, as they'll come back because it would have been an English penalty from that scrum.
You're just talking about Linda and Jugang there, you know, she's
collapsing under pressure.
Ireland's highest cap player on the field, like an absolute stalwart, workhorse, just fantastic player. This year she decided to go back to nursing and balance her time again. After the full-time contract of last year in the World Cup, she wanted to feel like she had more to her than just a rugby player. And you know, I was interested to see how she was going with the Celtic Challenge and the Wolfhounds, wondering would she be able to keep up with the pace and would her fitness fall away. But my goodness, she was on the end of every carry, like always there for a pop-off, for a pass. She's just been brilliant, and like she's still on the pitch, which is just a testament, you know, to the, I think she's the only front row still left out there, is she? She's brilliant, Linda.
England coming away with the ball. Jugang, she's really been tackling away. Saw Aoife Wafer just come off the field there also for Ireland. Grace Moore now on. And a quiet afternoon for Aoife Wafer by her own standards. Lots of tackling, but often she makes a lot of meters. Nice little contest going on there between Flood and Jones.
Balls available.
Hogan.
Tackle! Taking back.
Lane. O'Brien. Ball bouncing away, but Harrison with plenty of time to deal with it. Rowland. That is a big moment. Because Erin King in there.
Holding.
I've definitely been a bit of a sceptic about Dan O'Brien's kicking game, but it's starting to get some rewards for Ireland now. She's going down the middle, she's getting multiple bounces, which is forcing Zoe Harrison, Ellie Kildun to turn. And then the other thing that's really complimented is the line chase. I think we said Erin King there got the turnover, but the line chase, they're meeting England at that halfway, then they're completing the breakdown. You see it here, carry back from Helen there. It's not a bad carry, but the speed, the body height, the chest over the ball where she can't get cleared out is giving Ireland a bit of reward now.
Now this is interesting. Emma Singer's had to come on the field because Natasha Hunt is making her way off. We'll confirm who's going to slot in there at scrum half. We know that both Claudia Maloney-McDonald and Helena Rowland have trained there before. Look at this from Ireland. Is this their chance? Is this their opportunity? It's still moving. It's still going. Jones has the ball. Is the referee going to let it go? No, Emily Lane's going to have to release. She needs support. They come to this near side. Oh, is that over? Anna McGann thinks she scored it. They will check.
I think the foot is okay, and we got the grounding. Okay.
They're not going to check. They like it.
Oh my word! Emily Lynn did not have a lot of space to work with there, and the referee's telling her get it out of the mold that was going forward so close to the line. Well done, Anna McGann, just on the field. Hungry, sitting there all day on the bench, just dying to get on the field. Stays in, only blades of grass to play with, and she dots it down, and Ireland are on the scoreboard in Twickenham in the first round of the 2026 Women's Six Nations. Good girl, Anna McGann.
I think Anna Capelis is happy about that, Katie.
She is, and I was standing here thinking, whatever you do, don't go towards that touchline. You could see Lane looking for it, but like you say, Anna, it was a great finish. So strong.
No extras to be added there by O'Brien, but Ireland opened their scoring account in this Six Nations campaign.
I know we've said that it hasn't been a classic, but if you're an Ireland fan, 28-5 after 65 minutes is a decent game when you haven't been very good. Like, is it a good score?
It is, and you know, looking over the last few years and the lopsided scoring results, like, this is Ireland's chance now with that bit of momentum. Like, can they close the gap even more? Could there even be a sniff of a losing bonus point? That's how they have to start playing and believing now.
Well, Anna McGann is scrapping away there on the floor. No doubt. Big tackle coming in there by Muir.
Taking back.
O'Brien just dancing her way through is Emma Singh on the ball. Harrison shrugging off the tackles. Saracens fly half. You can see it is Claudia Maloney-McDonald who's out there playing scrum half at the moment. Been a while since she played there. Breakaway down the right again by Jones. She's chasing her own ball, tracking back. Huge tackle. Is there anything this woman can't do? Ireland now in the trickiest of corners to escape from. Pressure once again on O'Brien's shoulders. That's still in play. Harrison. Here it comes, big pass. Kildan has it. Oh, look at that speed, the acceleration, the sack, and the score. The crowd love it. The crowd love Ellie Kildan. And England are scoring again.
We needed something to bring this game to life, didn't we? And who else would it be but your cowboy, Ellie Kildan? England have built and they've got better, but that's probably England at the best. It goes coast to coast, starts with Emma Singh, Zoe Harrison, a little bit of engagement, big ball across the top, and then she doesn't need anything else. She probably could have gone to the corner straight away, but that lovely little stutter step, stands the defender up and finishes. Really nice for England. Stacey Flood doesn't get a hand on her, does she? She literally comes in and then accelerates back out. It's lovely.
Looks so chilled out as well while she does it, doesn't she?
47 tries for Ellie Kildan now in an England shirt as Helena Rowland just forgets about that one. I think her team will forgive her, having had the last four. With Ellie Kildan, of course, a household name now after finishing as runner-up in BBC Sports Personality of the Year. Also, last year's World Player of the Year, that title now held by Canada's Sophie de Goody.
You may have just spotted two shiny new green jerseys coming onto the pitch there in Katie Whelan and Eilish Cahill. Very proud of both of them to be making their debuts today, and very excited for Eilish. I met her last year. I said, "Girl, is your phone working?" Because I thought she deserved the call for a long time from this Irish setup, and I'm just delighted to see her out there today.
I thought it was because you're going to say she's ignored you and you've messaged her.
No, just got Beeman's phone. I was hoping he'd call her.
No 39.
Okay, it's an English line-out, but do keep an eye out then for Ireland's 18 and 21, both on their debuts. As you see, Connie Powell also onto the field here for England. Missed out on World Cup selection, keen to take her opportunity. Of course, Lark Atkin-Davis, one of England's regular hookers, unavailable as she is expecting her first child. That's the first line-out that England have lost. Ireland keen to pounce on it. There you go, the distribution there by Whelan. Whelan looks up, manages to find O'Brien. They are girlfriend and girlfriend, Katie Whelan and Dana O'Brien. So many relationships out there on the field today as we just come back for this knock-on, and we'll restart with a scrum. $77,120. It's not a world record, but that is certainly a Women's Six Nations record. And of course, there are more big stadiums to come later today. Wales will be playing Scotland at the Principality Stadium. Next week, Scotland. They will be playing at Murrayfield in a standalone fixture for the first time. And for the final round of this Women's Six Nations, in round 5, Ireland's women will be playing at the Aviva for the first time as a standalone fixture. That one, apparently, ticket sales are already at 20,000. I mean, Scotland will have their moment next week, Anna, but when I tell you there's already 20,000 tickets sold for the Aviva, how does that make you feel as an Irish woman?
I feel like bursting with pride, I can't lie. We've thought about this moment for so long. The women, like they did so well with the women's rugby back in the Aviva. The only other time they've been there was as like after one of the men's Six Nations games. So everybody was rolling out, the seagulls were coming in. It just was not like what we see here today, and what I felt during the World Cup, and what the English rugby has done to drive this forward. I just want that moment for Irish rugby, and I just, with 20,000 tickets sold already, I just hope that throughout this campaign Ireland can push that number up and up and up with their performances.
Well, a big scrum like that, every moment matters.
It does. Every moment here in these last 10 minutes matter, because this is your character building. This is your, like, okay, what do we do now? How do we close this gap and not just let this game, slip away and leave the scoreline as it looks? Like, how do we deal with this now?
.27-year-old Niamh Jones, winning her 42nd cap, gets that ball in. Clean take in the middle of the field there by Chute. Just see that Jones still has it. We thought they might have scored from a maul earlier. In the end, the backs finished the job, but once again, this is trucking. There will be a happy Alan O'Connor somewhere watching on, Ireland forwards coach. Nice line taken in the end. Popped away to Moore. Ireland sniffing the try line here. Another score here just makes that scoreline that bit more respectable.
Counter's good.
Proves that they can mix it. Hogan.
Advantage.
Look at that by Eilish Carroll. Inches away. Grace Moore. She's powered over. Has it been held up? They're going to come back. There's penalty advantage for Ireland. This is right in front of the posts. Brittany Hogan warned.
I set the mark. I set the mark. England here. The mark is there. 20 offside.
Well, the warning there goes against Abby Burton for England. Here we go. Tap and go from Ireland. Hogan supporting her shoulder by both Jones and O'Dowd.
Last right.
Round they go again. Oh, it's so close. Grace Moore knew not to get held up again. Oh, King! Erin King! Her captaincy debut. She saw a chink of daylight and she dived for it, she took it. 2 tries for Ireland.
Erin King should be really proud of that. There was, you know, Grace Moore had a few goes at it, Eilish Cahill, there was a couple of, Brittany Hogan was almost in. And after those few goes, you can start to kind of panic a little bit. Oh my God, we're not getting there. So this is what it takes. A leader, Erin King, in her captaincy debut, like you say, Sarah, over the top, sees the bit of grass, really smart.
It's so brave as well, because they go one or two ways, don't they, when you're going back over your breakdown. To be that confident in your ability as a captain to be like, you know what it is, give it to me, I'm going to do it.
Absolutely, because there's a bit more space to land on the ground. So if England have read it, like just a millisecond earlier, they could get under that ball.
That is the first time since 2013, when Ireland won the Grand Slam, that they've scored 2 tries against England.
Full of great stats today, aren't you?
Anytime.
You know, there's a lot of elements to discuss about Ireland's performance. I think they'll be disappointed with a few. But that alone is just something that we can talk about in terms of progress. Gareth Steenson, the kicking coach, and who worked a lot with Dan O'Brien, and all of the kickers, all the Irish kickers, but he said that no matter what happens today, we will be better for the experience out in Twickenham in front of these crowds against the world champions. And another penalty for Ireland.
Big pink boot on the floor there. Right then, we're going to find out who are the contenders for the Women's Six Nations Player of the Match. There we go. Sarah Byrne, Maddie Fairnarty, Meg Jones and Brittany Hogan.
Time off, please.
All 3 very different positions there from England, but Brittany Hogan also standing out here for Ireland.
And she's at Sale Sharks, obviously, we need to mention that. No, look, I think Brittany's been really good today. You know, there's been some quiet performances, I think, from Aoife Wafer. We saw Erin King get that try, but I think from a forward point of view, Brittany Hogan has led that Irish pack. You know, Sarah Byrne, a couple of tries. I thought Meg Jones has grown into the game. She's been very bright. The good things have come for it. And Faye Narty on the edge again has been a really good, solid performance for her.
10 carries for Hogan today as Sweet Caroline rings out around the Aviva Stadium. $77,000, they all know the words. Oh, Ireland by the fingertips. Straightened by McGilvery, Dalton is with her. I mean, Ireland just need to get into that 22. That's the first job. O'Brien fancies going herself. All goes down the line. But what's that little knock on there by Green?
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, little knock on there by Ireland. And England get their scrum.
I've been really impressed with Nancy McGillivray and the pace she's hitting the line at, but also the space she's finding. I do think that Ireland's carries, they tightened it up a little bit in the second half and it got them a good bit of return and they made some more meters, but I find that they're running into bodies and they're not picking out space, they're not picking angles that well on their big carries, and they're not winning that many meters. I think Nancy McGillivray put a bit of right to that this afternoon. I think she should be happy with those big carries she's made.
Crouch!
Big penalty. Every scrum is a big penalty. What those women put their bodies through, you can't be anything but impressed. Ball comes out on the near side, and we will use this opportunity then for Katie Daly-McLean. Please tell us, who is your Guinness Women's Six Nations Player of the Match?
Yeah, some top contenders, but my winner is going to be the captain, fantastic Meg Jones. You know, she's put a shift in today, 14 carries, 61 metres. But I think when England have been bright and busy, she has been involved in it. You know, she's taken the opportunity to try, a couple of nudges ahead, and a really good performance from Meg today.
No doubt there's a lot of people out there also happy with that for their fantasy teams as well. Right then, Emma Singh put right through the tumble dryer there.
Advantage, roll away.
Let us not forget, Claudia Maloney-MacDonald has not played scrum half for a long time.
No advantage. Back, roll away, 19.
Either of you thrown into any odd positions? You're both nodding away at me. Where did you end up, Anna?
I played 9.
Wonderful.
When we had a bit of a shortage. And I loved it. 9's easy, you know, anyone can play 9. Isn't that the message you say, you just step in? But, you know, someone like Claudia Maloney-MacDonald who can be, you know, slotted into anywhere, just listen to the roar.
Well, that cheer goes up for Meg Jones, who's just been announced to the crowd as the player of the match. Bit of a knock on at the back there. And we'll restart with an Ireland scrum, but there is Meg Jones. Her first test as England captain, stepping in, of course, with Zoe Stratford, now expecting her first child. Cardiff-born, she's a Welsh speaker, but the Welsh side of the family just as proud as the English side.
Yeah, you know, she's had a turbulent time for anybody who doesn't know her backstory, losing her parents, but I think, you know, she epitomises what a Red Rose is to be in modern era. You know, she's very comfortable with who she is. She's very happy to share that, and I think it's a really great role model for the game to have somebody in this place now where there is so much emphasis on social media.
Ball comes away then. Elms-Kinlan. Last chance here for Ireland to try and do something. Whelan just couldn't get the pass away. Gets pulled down. Flood tries to find options. This is a long way for Ireland to try and play this ball, but they know they're tight against the clock here. They can't kick it out, as there's a breakaway here through Dalton. She's just trying to look up. Kildunn can't get there. It's not a knock-on because she was running backwards in that direction. If the scoreline stays like this is the closest margin it's been for over a decade between these sides, which does show improvement for Ireland, but are England finished? Rowland sends it down. That's gone out of play. That is it. England win. That is now 34 test wins in a row. The machine is purring very nicely indeed. Ireland put up a good fight, but they're still not quite up there just yet. Meg Jones, the player of the match, congratulating the officials and her team on a job well done in round 1 of this Women's Six Nations. Long way to go, but England on the board. England 33, Ireland 12. Such an incredible occasion once again here in southwest London. Everyone has